Hello, Yorktown. Dave Paganelli, Highway Superintendent, out here with the latest update on Veterans Road culvert repair. If you recall, a few weeks ago, we had come out here giving you an idea what was going on when the excavation was occurring, when the stream was being diverted. And let's take a look at that so we get an idea of how far we've come. So now we're going to show you roughly what is actually occurring out here, what the culvert looks like. Previously, there was a stream running underneath Veterans Road here at the intersection with Greenwood. That was two pipes that had rotted away. What we have now is a precast concrete culvert. You could see the various sections, and then when the sections are laid in place, they're sealed, and this culvert will handle probably 20 times the volume that the previous pipes would have handled when they were new. So that being said, we will come around the corner, take a look at it. We had a 250-ton crane in here yesterday, bringing these pieces in. Excellent job. Amazing to see that occurring. And we'll come over this way and we'll take a look at the culvert as the volume of water would come through. So let's take a walk over here and have a look at the progress so far. Well, as you can see, the stream has been put back in place. Diversions are no longer being used. It's a beautiful thing. The total box culvert is in place. And the reason this had to be done again, as we discussed last time, was the pipes underneath the road were collapsing, which was causing the road to collapse. This is a project that's being accomplished with funding from New York State at no expense to our taxpayers, which is wonderful, and very pleased with the way it came out. Paving and finish of this road should be open probably by the 24th of March, which is what? Today's the 10th, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, by the end of the week of the 24th, this road will be open. Barring any bad weather, of course, which we think we've had enough of that for February. And I think it's important to note that this project was a bit over $1 million, and again, at no cost to our taxpayers. Grants from the state for this, and what we'll be looking at later, Hill Boulevard as well. Okay, so the last time we were out here, if I recall correctly, the wing walls were not in place and were just being set. So now we'd like to just give you an idea what the wing walls are. If you'll look to the right, look to the left. The wing walls are the parts of the box culvert. You can see the box, almost like a shoebox with a lid on it. And the wing walls are on both sides, which basically reinforce the box culvert itself as well as direct the water into where it's supposed to be. That being said, I believe last time we were out here that you could see, if you look at the box culvert, the segments that were put in place with the black filler on top indicates how it was put together. I think an important thing to note is that due to the due diligence of the town employees, the supervisor, myself, the town board, no businesses were affected during the entire time of this construction, and school buses didn't have a problem. Detours were well thought out, well implemented, and with minimal disruption for our residents. Okay, so we're on the Greenwood side of the culvert at this point, just to give you a different perspective of the project, what's been going on. And as you can see, the culvert's in place, the wing walls are in place. They're preparing the guardrail to go in prior to the paving. And, you know, I'd like to just thank our residents for their patience and understanding with these detours in place. Between this and the project down on Greenwood Street by the sewer plant, which we're going to be visiting in a few minutes, I think that, you know, this area has been subject to a lot of detours and a lot of, you know, inconveniences. So I want to thank our residents for, you know, being very understanding with respect to that. So now we're going to leave this location, take a ride over to the project on Greenwood Street, followed by a visit to the project on Hill Boulevard, so you're fully aware and informed on the various projects that are going on in town right now. Almost $1 million in this year under this administration, almost $5 million, including the Mohegan Avenue wall, has been accomplished between this year and last year, and we're very pleased at the result. So here we are at Greenwood Street. As you can see, this project went very quickly, very nicely. Paving is in place. The only thing we need at this point is them to come out and seal the seams. Let's take a look and see how the project came out. As you can see, if you look down, these pipes were rotted away. This road behind us was starting to depress. We had about a 6-inch depression, and oddly enough, when they opened up this road, they found about a 2-foot deep void all the way across, which was a problem and probably contributory to why the road was collapsing. Take a look at the formed concrete on both sides, goes all the way through both these pipes to the other side, which will give us at least 15 years or so before the entire culvert will have to be replaced. So that being said, this eliminates a New York State DOT red flag violation that we've been monitoring. We'll be able to save the money with respect to having engineers out here constantly monitoring the project, and pretty happy with how quickly it was done, how professionally it was done. ELQ, great job, and we're very, very pleased. So why don't we take this opportunity to go to the other side of the culvert here and see what's going on. So let's walk over to the other side, have a look at the outlet side of this particular project. What I like to do is I like to refer to these pipes as little water tunnels. All right, I know that's not appropriate, but I think people could wrap their heads around that better. So a question a lot of people ask as you're looking at this is basically a 5-foot wall that was built inside these deteriorating pipes. One would ask, how can you do that? You can see that the stream is running rather rapidly. So this was a fortunate project that we were able to divert the stream into one of these little water tunnels while the other one was built, and you could see it was built, forms were up, you could see the lines for the forms. When that was done, we then diverted the water from that tunnel to the other tunnel while we completed that, and it was a great job. Minimal disturbance. Not once, again, this road, similar to Veterans, not once was the road closed in its entirety. We did have a day or two where there was one lane open and traffic had to be throttled back and forth. They had flagged people out here, and we received minimal. I think we received one complaint that the flagged people weren't doing their job correctly. We called the company and they were on it within 10 minutes. So again, very responsive, great contractor. Happy with the job. So this is one more thing off our honey-do list and one less thing to worry about. So basically, as you can see, it's the width of the road in terms of where the water's flowing, which is about 26 feet. Add in another 10 feet on either side, so it was about a 46-50 foot length, and the width is about 34 feet, including the pipes that are there, the mini water tunnels, if you will. So it was a relatively healthy project, and this, as I said before, this gets us, at least 15 years, safe roads, not having a problem with the road caving in, not having accidents, and and then as we continue to prioritize, we've got right now 3 projects in the pipeline that we've identified are problematic. South Kitchewan Road, Old Crampon Road behind McDonald's, that's a major project. Ridge Street, as you come down Ridge Street by where the bridge goes over the lake, you could see we've plated a partial collapse there. So basically a temporary solution until we can get to it. So, the key is keep the roads safe, fix them as soon as you can. Okay, so I hope that you've got a good understanding of where we are with respect to the Veterans Road project and completion dates, as we said, around the 27th of March. This project here is totally done except for some seam sealing, the Greenwood Street project. And before we discuss the next stop, I'd like to just say we do have quite a few potholes, as February was a bit of a difficult month for the roads. So if you have any that you're aware of, because we can't be everywhere and see everything, although I am traveling all the roads and trying to identify them, please call Highway at 962-5781 and let us know that where these potholes may exist so that we can make sure we get to them as soon as possible. So that being said, I think we take this opportunity to head up to Hill Boulevard and see what's going on up there. And this is our Hill Boulevard project. Hi, I'm Highway Superintendent Dave Paganelli, out here with our supervisor Matt Slater. I want to thank you for being here with us on Hill Boulevard. As you were the impetus for this project, we're very happy. This is our latest project we're getting done. Hill Boulevard will be closed to Route 6 for the next 3 months, but you still can get into Jefferson Village through any of the accesses. There's no problem there. If Supervisor Slater, you have a few words to tell our folks?
Yeah, well, this is just another important infrastructure project that we've moved forward in the last couple of months. In total, we're nearly at $5 million in the last year when it comes to infrastructure investments in the town of Yorktown. This being the last one of that series, but we've already identified the next 3 culverts that we want to address. And obviously, making sure that we invest in our local roads and invest in our infrastructure is a priority for our town and our residents. So, to our Highway Superintendent, a big thank you for all of your work to get these types of projects done, identified, and properly funded. And also, by the way, funded for this project at no cost to taxpayers.
No cost to taxpayers.
That's a really important point that we're happy to see come to fruition, and we're happy to see these improvements being made here in the town of Yorktown.
So again, this road will be closed, as you see it behind us, from this section, which is Village Road North, out to Route 6. Doesn't affect, again, access to Jefferson Village residents, but you cannot go through to Route 6. So there are plenty of detour signs up in place. We had them change a few the other day. The supervisor and I took a ride around and determined that we needed some additional signage with respect to detours, and I think we're in good shape. So, God willing, in 3 months, as the supervisor alluded to, we've done just a scotch under $5 million worth of infrastructure work with bridges, culverts, and the Mohegan Avenue retaining wall. So I'm very, very happy. I think it's been a wonderful relationship, and I'm grateful. So basically, what's happening out here is a 3-sided precast concrete culvert, similar to a box culvert, but without a top. The culvert will allow, we're replacing pipes that are shot, so the culvert will allow more water flow. We should have no issue with respect to any flooding here, and you know, it's moving along quite nicely. We're happy with the scope of the project. We're happy with the plan for the project, and again, I'd like to mention the fact that we do have we do have detours in place, and we've already had a resident come down and say, how do I get out to Route 6? Very simple. There are detour signs. If you're heading north on Hill Boulevard and you reach this point, you turn around right here, you go back out to Lee Boulevard, make a right, and that'll take you out to Route 6. Relatively simple, and should not be a problem once our residents get acclimated to it.